Vladimir Lenin once said, there are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. Things in Ukraine are starting to resemble that. Russia's invasion is about to enter its fourth year. It's been a slow, painful march, but this week things are moving at 2x speed. New reports talk of a new peace deal to end the war. A deal drafted in secret by the US and Russia. A deal that could end the war this week. I know it sounds absurd. We're talking about a deal that affects Ukraine, yet it was drafted by Russia and the US. From the looks of it, Kiev was not even at the table. So will it accept the secret deal? Also, what is this deal? Well, here's what we know. The deal was drafted through a secret back channel. From the US side, Steve Witkoff led the talks. Steve Witkoff is Trump's special envoy, sort of like his Man Friday of diplomacy. From the Russian side, it was Kirill Dmitriev. He led the talks. He heads the Russian Sovereign Wealth Fund. He's also a close aide of Vladimir Putin. These two men held secret talks. They bypassed the traditional channels of diplomacy, and they came up with a 28-point draft. Here's what it says. We look at the main points that it makes. 1. Ukraine will have to give up all of Donbas. Donbas is a region in eastern Ukraine. It is where most of the fighting is happening. Russia controls around 90% of Donbas, but this deal says Ukraine will surrender all of it, including the remaining 10%. Ukraine will give it to Russia. That's point number 1, giving up Donbas. Second, Ukraine will have to cut its military by half. Third, Ukraine will have to give up long-range weapons. Fourth, no more US aid or Western troops in Ukraine. Fifth, the Russian language will get official status in Ukraine. And sixth, there will be some security guarantees. We don't know the details yet. These are the 6 key points. There are 28 in all. And they make one thing quite clear. Russia wants to defang Ukraine, its territory, its army, its society, neutralize all of it, reduce Ukraine to a broken state, a state that cannot threaten Russia, a state that NATO or the European Union would never recruit. So simply put, this deal, the secret deal, favors Russia. Which brings us back to the question we started with. Will Ukraine's President Zelensky accept it? Well, he's stuck in a very difficult place. On the one hand, he has strong allies in Europe, and they want Ukraine to be part of the peace process.
What we as Europeans have always supported is a long-lasting and just peace, and we welcome any efforts to achieve that. Of course, for any plan to work, it needs Ukrainians and Europeans on board. So this is very clear.
On the other hand, Zelensky must face the ground realities. He is not winning this on the battlefield. Russia is stepping up the attacks. Yesterday was, in fact, the deadliest night of this year. Moscow fired 470 drones and 48 missiles at Ukraine. A lot of them were shot down, but the rest slammed into a residential building in Ternopil. That's a city in western Ukraine. It's far away from the front line. Just look at the aftermath. "26 people were killed in this attack. Many are yet to be found in the debris. It was one of the deadliest nights since the war began. And the idea is clear: to demoralize the Ukrainian people, to put more pressure on Zelensky. Yesterday's strike also targeted energy sites. As of now, 400,000 Ukrainians are without power, 4 lakh Ukrainians. Imagine that. It's around 2 degrees in Kiev right now. The winter will only get colder from here, and thousands of people are without power. Like I said, it's all about demoralizing the opposition. It is in this background that Zelensky must take a decision. He's just completed a trip to European capitals. He will return to Kiev later today, and when he does, US military officials will be waiting for him. Reports say they will present this plan to Zelensky. After that, the ball is in his court. Does he capitulate but save lives, or does he defy and prolong the war? It's clear that US President Donald Trump wants Zelensky to give in. But his allies in Europe are steadfast, and Putin knows this too. In recent days, the Russian president has ramped up the pressure on Europe. Right now, a Russian spy ship is sailing near British waters. London says it fired lasers at British pilots. Last week, Poland was hit by sabotage. They say Russia ordered blasts on their railway lines. Romania and Moldova have reported Russian drone incursions. Plus, mysterious drones have been spotted over multiple European airports. The assumption is Russia is waging a hybrid war. Basically, Putin is asking Europe to stay in its lane, to not ramp up its support for Kiev. In public, this has not deterred Europe. Their leaders still continue to offer full support to Ukraine. But in private, it's not clear what their position is. Trump alone may not be able to force Zelensky into a deal, but if Europe joins in, the war could finally end.
I was a revolutionary. I became a ruler. I claimed to protect my people. I terrorized them instead. I built palaces. I started wars. I lost everything. Some called me a defender of Arab pride. History remembers me as a dictator. Who am I?